Hare Krishna everyone, welcome back to the reading of the beautiful book Teachings of Lord Chaitanya by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We're continuing with the introduction, and this is Shravanam Diaries podcast. I'm your host Sulalita David Dasi. Jai. The subject matter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita deals primarily with what is beyond this material creation. The cosmic material expansion is called Maya, illusion, because it has no eternal existence. Because it is sometimes manifested and sometimes not, it is regarded as illusory. But beyond this temporary manifestation is a higher nature, as indicated in the Bhagavad Gita 8.20. Parastasmatu bhavonyo vyakto vyakta sanatana yaksa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. Quote, yet there is another, unmanifested nature, which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Unquote. The material world has a manifested state, vyakta, and a potential, unmanifested state, avyakta. A potential, unmanifested, nice. The supreme nature is beyond both the manifested and the unmanifested material nature. This superior nature can be understood as the living force, which is present in the bodies of all living creatures. The body itself is composed of inferior nature, matter, but it is the superior nature that is moving the body. The symptom of that superior nature is consciousness. Thus, in the spiritual world, where everything is composed of the superior nature, everything is conscious. In the material world, there are inanimate objects that are not conscious. But in the spiritual world, nothing is inanimate. There, a table is conscious, the land is conscious, the trees are conscious, everything is conscious. It is not possible to imagine how far this material manifestation extends. In the material world, everything is calculated by imagination or by some imperfect method. But the Vedic literatures give real information of what lies beyond the material universe. Since it is not possible to obtain information of anything beyond this material nature by experimental means, those who believe only in experimental knowledge may doubt the Vedic conclusions, for such people cannot even calculate how far this universe extends, nor can they reach far into the universe itself. That which is beyond our power of conception is called achintya, inconceivable. Achintya. It is useless to argue or speculate about the inconceivable. If something is truly inconceivable, it is not subject to speculation or experimentation. Our energy is limited, and our sense perception is limited. Therefore, we must rely on the Vedic conclusions regarding that subject matter which is inconceivable. Knowledge of the superior nature must simply be accepted without argument. How is it possible to argue about something to which we have no access? The method for understanding transcendental subject matter is given by Lord Kṛṣṇa himself in the Bhagavad Gita, where Kṛṣṇa tells Arjuna at the beginning of the 4th chapter. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvakave bravit. Quote, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. Unquote. Bhagavad Gita 4.1. This is the method of parampara, or disciplic succession. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam explains that Kṛṣṇa imparted knowledge into the heart of Brahma, the first created being within the universe. Brahma imparted those lessons to his disciple, Narada. And Narada imparted that knowledge to his disciple Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva imparted it to Madhvacharya, and from Madhvacharya the knowledge came down to Madhavendra Puri, and then to Ishvara Puri, and from him to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One may ask that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Kṛṣṇa himself, then why did he need a spiritual master? Of course, he did not need a spiritual master, but because he was playing the role of Acharya, one who teaches by example, he accepted a spiritual master. Even Kṛṣṇa himself accepted a spiritual master, for that is the system. In this way, the Lord sets the example for man. We should not think, however, that the Lord takes a spiritual master because he is in want of knowledge. He is simply stressing the importance of accepting the disciplic succession. The knowledge taught in that disciplic succession actually comes from the Lord himself. And if the knowledge descends unbroken, it is perfect. Although we may not be in touch with the original personality who first imparted the knowledge, we may receive the same knowledge, through this process of transmission. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that Kṛṣṇa, the Absolute Truth, the personality of Godhead, transmitted transcendental knowledge into the heart of Brahma. This, then, is one way knowledge is received, through the heart. Through the heart. Thus, there are two processes by which one may receive knowledge. One depends directly upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated as the Supersoul within the heart of all living entities. And the other depends upon the Guru, or spiritual master, who is an expansion of Kṛṣṇa. Thus, Kṛṣṇa transmits information from both within and from without. We simply have to receive it. If knowledge is received in this way, it doesn't matter whether it is inconceivable or not. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a great deal of information given about the Vaikuntha planetary systems, which are beyond the material universe. Similarly, a great deal of inconceivable information is given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any attempt to arrive at this information through experimental knowledge will fail. The knowledge simply has to be accepted. According to the Vedic method, Shabda, or transcendental sound, is regarded as evidence. Sound is very important in Vedic understanding, for if it is pure, it is accepted as authoritative. Even in this material world, we accept a great deal of information sent thousands of miles by telephone or radio, and nowadays Wi-Fi. In this way, we also accept sound as evidence in our daily lives. Although we cannot see the informant, we accept his information as valid on the basis of sound. Sound vibration, then, is very important in the transmission of Vedic knowledge. We will stop here for today because next Srila Prabhupada will be talking about spiritual sky, Mahavishnu, and yes, there will be a lot about this tomorrow. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. The link to this book is in the description. Please check out our website, shravanamdiaries.com. Find all the books we have read so far and the list of episodes, timeline of episodes, and some articles. Read these books along with us and share them with your friends. So, see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.